Introducing the all-new Corolla.
What Guam should have done is called this vote something other than a vote, like a community consensus survey.
But MCNINCH argues the law authorizing the political status plebiscite is wrapped in language covered by the Voting Rights Act. The Guam law, he says, is likely to be overturned.
The Ninth Circuit comes out with their decision before the Guam election. The gubernatorial candidates are going to have to take a firm stand on which side of this fence they're laying on. This potentially means that the Davis case could be a big deal for the 2014 race. To me, it's a fairly basic Voting Rights Act issue that should just be simply, you either follow the Voting Rights Act or you don't. If you don't, then you don't have a legitimate election. And so, food for thought.
As for this weekend's primary election, he doesn't think it'll have much impact. The real race, he says, begins after it's over.
The primary is purely artificial. It's not going to have any real direct effect on the election. But what's going to happen is Gutierrez is going to get a huge amount that's going to happen. And that hasn't happened yet. But once this primary is over, people are like, yeah, this is for real. We have 60 days to decide whether we're going to support or not support. Once that fundraising cycle kicks in, you're going to feel very differently in September and October than we feel today.
And as for the individual races, MCNINCH expects Bordallo will handily overcome her Democratic challenger in the primary, Matthew Artero, and then advance to the general election to face Republican challenger Margaret Metcalf, which may be a close race.
Female candidates running against female candidates usually are generally more successful, and so I think that Margaret Metcalf in this head-to-head race is probably going to do a lot better than people might expect. In fact, she's right in the zone of being able to, if the numbers wobble right, she could win.
On the legislative side, he expects an 8-7 or 9-6 split, with the Democrats maintaining control, but not a supermajority.
All else equal, it looks like 8-7, 9-6 on the Democratic legislative side. The problem is the Democrats, ever since probably 6 years ago, could have had a supermajority. That is, 10 or more Democrats making a veto-proof legislature. But the Democrats don't cooperate enough with each other to do that.
And the governor's race, too, will tighten up ahead of November.
I think that because he's an incumbent, Governor Cowell has higher numbers, probably around the 45 level also. So if both sides have 45, that means that 90% of the vote is pure partisan aligned. So that means that there's a 10% remainder that's going to end up deciding this election.
But MCNINCH declined to pick a winner, saying it'll be the one with the most votes. Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.